What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. We got to take that little thing off. Yeah, we're doing the just chatting because we're in the process of loading up right now. We are literally firing from the hip. Just got home a little bit ago. Didn't even eat. Now I'm going to be grumpy the whole time. All right, let's do full screen so you can at least see some stuff here. Unreal Engine, brought to you by Funcom. Got our coffee. Oh man, let's get this out of here. So let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yes, we are running a little bit late. And like I said, firing from the hip because we ended up fighting with a hot water heater all day today. I dream of it. Yeah, I thought I'd be done by 6. I was wrong. Shark bite connectors, not my thing. They're okay for like small patches, but you can't rely on them forever. I honestly, I don't know if you know anything about plumbing. I hate soldering. I hate it. Because you do it, and then like you turn the water on, you test it, and there's a little leak. It's like, great. So then you drain all the water out again, and then you fix that leak, you turn it on, and that one's fixed. But now in the process of fixing that one, heating it up, made another one leak. I had to solder 2, 3, 4 couplings, which is, left and right. Why am I standing on top of this thing? Yeah, I had to solder 4 couplers, which is 8 total solders, and I had to redo a connector into a fitting. So 9 total. Turn the water on. The only problem here is a leak, but it's in the shutoff valve. If you have plumbing and it has a shutoff valve and you haven't turned that thing in a long time, unless you're ready to replace it, you probably shouldn't, because it might have taken some damage over the years of it not being used, so it's not functioning the way it's supposed to anymore. And that's the situation we ran into. I did get it to drop just a little drip everywhere. Just one every like 10, 15 seconds, but that's enough. But there's hot water in the house. It's not even my house, but there's hot water in the house, and everything's great. So got to go tomorrow. There were no hardware stores open after we got to that point, so we're probably just going to buy a new cutoff valve and call it a win. But that was my day so far. Most of my day. Got to play with a cool dog. I have a cool dog. I don't know where he is. He's not in here. But I got to play with another cool dog, so there you go. Oh, let's talk about Plastanium Dust, because that's what we were wanting to come out here to get. Now, I've previously gotten all my Plastanium Dust from the testing stations. And there's different types of testing stations. There's some where you go in and you got to kill some bad guys, and then the next door opens up, you kill some more bad guys, and there you are, you win. And that's not too bad. Anytime you fight these guys, bad AI or PvE out here in the deep desert, they're a little tougher. They're going to take some bullets to bring them down. You usually want to bring something heavy. Rocket launcher's the best thing, 'cause you just trash them. But I didn't do that. I like to kind of duke it out, makes you better. But the testing stations that are wave-based, where you run into a room, the doors lock, and you got to kill a wave of enemies. And then once they're dead, another wave spawns. And you keep doing that until finally you've completed all the waves, and doors open, you're victorious. Awesome. Take some time. Because even if you had, rockets and crazy las guns and all sorts of crazy stuff, it's still going to take some time. These guys are they're spry. And the problem is the amount of Plastanium dust you get is usually anywhere between like 3 to 10, 11 the most, I think. And it's just not a good return. And the last several weeks, that's all it's been as far as testing station goes, is these damn wave-based ones, which I'm like, dude, I'm going to spend 20, 30 minutes doing this because I'm playing by myself. And I'm not going to get anywhere near the result that I want. So I was sad, needless to say, when for the third week in a row it was the wave-based testing stations. And I just happened to be talking to some people like out here in the deep desert. It's nice to make friends. Trying. But I was talking to some people, and they one guy mentioned the fact, he's like, oh man, I haven't gone into a testing station in months. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's interesting, cool. And somebody else said, yeah, I'll just go to the caves. And I knew about the caves, but I hadn't thought about it. Sorry, I'm taking stuff out of my pocket here. Sorry, I gotta get this stuff out of there. There we go. But anyway, all better. I'd never thought about going to the caves to get Plastanium Dust. And the guy's like, oh yeah, it's much shorter. So we tried it. And that individual, I'm not going to name him because I don't have his permission to mention him on screen, but maybe I will. But yeah, that person was 100% correct. And depending on how you want to run it, you can even make it go faster. So what's our results so far? I don't think I have any on me. I do not. But let's take a look at this chest right here, which is all of the cave fun stuff that we've gotten so far this week. And we played moderately. I've done more, but it's been a week. So, but here's the results. 137 Plastanium Dust. Spice Infused Plastanium Dust. I am very happy with that. For the amount of time I've been playing, this is a great result. But by far the better part of this are all these schematics. So what do we got? Well, we've got Valari's still suit boots. We've got 2 of the body pieces and 1 of the, one of the masks. All I need is a set of gloves. I actually have a set of gloves back at Haga, but if I can get 1 tonight, that would be great because then we complete the whole set. I got a couple Shadam's bladders, which, wookie. Pardo's hood, got a couple of those. Got a Wayfinder helm. Got an Imperial stillsuit garment, but also we got a nice Sandcrawler Walker motor. I got 2 Rattler boosters, Mark 6s. I got a Mark 6 cutter array, not 1, but 2. I've also got 2 compact compactors. Never had one of these, an impure extractor. I don't use this anymore, the blood extractor. I don't even have the machinery for it, but it's kind of interesting because not only does it pull blood out of somebody, but it also adds poison to your weaponry, which the turning people into water has always been kind of gross, but man, this is taking it extra. Ugh. But yeah. And then we got a Mohanda Sandbike engine Mark 6. Yeah, whatever. We have made out like a bandit as far as these go. I mean, that's just excessive, the amount of EMF generators and microfiber you get, micro sandwich fibers. And then the rest of the stuff is just kind of things that have been either laying on the ground or people had. Some of these guys had ore, little mining. Good on you. This is just, bonus things. But we're going to head out right now, and we're going to go do this. So, anytime that you're going to... You know what? Let me show you something real quick, though, and why this matters. So here's the Chome still suit, which is the best one you can make that's not super awesome special. This is just the basically Mark 6 type style. And you'll see there the armor value is 195, heat protection's 1.5, catch pocket size is 500. Let's take a look at that Imperial one that I've got right here. We could show the stats. 486 for an armor value. Heat protection 1.5, catch pocket size 500. 486 compared to 195. I mean, good God. So go Imperial stuff. And I'm pretty sure at some point I've got an Imperial stillsuit mask. So we're on our way to getting a full one of these, which is really super awesome. I saw a Reddit post where a person was talking about, do you ever wear a still suit again? I bounce between still suits and light armor. I don't like the heavy armor because it slows me down. I'd rather outmaneuver people than tank, but either one is a valid method. But I like the scout armor because it keeps me fast, keeps me mobile. If I see a situation, I can get out of it. There you go. But if I'm in the PvE section of the maps, whether it's Haga Basin or out here in the deep desert, I'll be wearing a still suit just because it's easier. You know, water management. If you're building a base, absolutely, you're going to need that because you'll kill yourself with that stupid tool in your hand. But if you're in a situation where you've got the potential of either other players or a lot of enemies, like this game likes to mob you, if you're in that kind of a situation, you should not be wearing a still suit. Eventually, they will take your shield down. And when they do, having at least something between you and them is so much better. So, anytime I go out into a situation where bullets or darts are going to be coming at me, or there's a mob of people, I'm wearing the scout armor. If I'm not going to be too combative, and I'm not in a situation where I'm going to get hurt, do the still suit just because it's easier. And let's take a look also. Let's say we go out into the deep desert with our sand crawler and we cross that PvP line. I will be wearing the armor the entire time. I don't care. I have a micro or a leader John. I'll drink water from there. I don't care. The catch pockets are no armor. So like I said, run around in still suits unless there's fighting to be done, and then we'll drop armor. But like I said here with this, if you look at this thing, it's 486 for an armor value. And let's go to just me. I mean, this is 250. That still suits better than my scout armor. So if we can get a full set of that, boy, will we ever be happy. But let me show you what I do. So, boop, go to the map. I build my base right here in B7, right? And we are going to hop over to the other hangar. I built some steps because I got tired of jumping the wall. Could just put something inside. Still got the fangs out, but we're not going to use that right now. She's a little beat up, but we're not going to risk anything, so it'll be all right. And we're going to head straight north. Mostly straight north. We're heading right here. This is the first forgotten cave in this section of the desert for us. And luckily, it spawned right outside where we always build. Now, shipwrecks, testing stations. Okay, that's kind of scary, but since I didn't get the warning, it's not coming near me. But I could be flying into it. Why are you coming up out of the ground? Is there a crashed ship somewhere? If you ever see a worm breach for, just there he is, look around. If he doesn't eat a ship, somebody made him do that. Okay, so apparently he's glitching out, thinks there's a ship there, or there might have been one, I just didn't see it. Yeah, if you see a worm breach and then he doesn't go over here or take a little trip and pop up right back out of the desert going straight up and close his mouth, that's him eating a ship. If he doesn't do that, somebody's around. They're doing something. So just a little wisdom there for you. I could hit the button, but yeah, we will. Yeah, you see a worm breach, there's a reason. Is it a crashed ship, or is it another player, or what's going on? Find out before you proceed. Okay, but anyway, so this little section of rock right here, with that player base on it, is where our first cave is. And we are going to make our way inside. Some people use respawn beacons and they'll get rid of their ship so that bad guys don't know you're there. But to be honest, I leave mine here There's a storm that just passed, so I've got time before another one hits. It'll be okay sitting there. So, right now, nobody's mad at me. So I'm going to put my shield on, but check that health. Health looks great. Could use some water. Let's drink it just to make sure. Why do I care? If they down you, you need water to revive if you have any chance. The other reason that I leave the vehicle there is that's my new respawn point. So if I do get into some trouble and bad things occur because I did something dumb, I'll just respawn right here and go right back in. But you come up these stairs and then you're like, oh, hey, look, see, can you see it? There's a respawn beacon right there. So somebody's doing that. And then you just fall down this way, and here's the nice little door. So you got to cut that thing open, and inside of this forgotten cave, there could be 3 to 5 enemies. There could be just guys with regular disruptor shooters. There could be melee people. There could be a flamethrower or a chain gun guy. And it, like I said, 3 to 5. Let's go see what's inside. So you come around here, and we go here. There's usually one that shows up right back there. Right there. I don't hear him or see him. You can see there's a small chest right here. Is that feet? I think that's feet. Oh, there's a couple guys there. Alright, so that looked like melee dudes. Didn't want to do that necessarily. Oh, it's a flamethrower guy. Alright, so we got 2 melee dudes. I'm going to actually draw them back out. They like to do that suspensor blast thing, which is annoying. If you come all the way back out to the stairs, they normally won't come this far. And if you have something that could do poison, like a spit dart, like I use, you can wait until they start shooting at you. Their shield will go down, and you can take a few shots. Now, your shield does drop when you shoot at a bad guy, so keep that in mind. And we can just stand back here and trade bullets. If you position yourself right, they're going to hit the stairs instead of you. And you'll be able... Ooh, bad things. We're going to put some health back on. Hey, we killed one. The poison got him. He put all those... he put all those bullets into me, but... I hit the microfiber. Okay, 2 down. So we know there's a douchebag with a flamethrower in there. There's probably a couple more guys. But we are going to come in here. See, there's one of them dingleberries. So for these guys, I usually just melee them. And if you just constantly stab them, she's probably going to hurt herself. That did hurt her. Well, there's flamethrower guy. So we got to deal with him, unfortunately. We'll go back up to the stairs. And we'll spit dart him a few times. I love how their bullets are coming through, but mine aren't. I'm pretty safe right here, so I'm going to actually switch from the toilet paper bandages to the really cool bag. There you go. I don't think he's hitting me. So we're going to continue to use poison as our friend. Oh. Yeah, it's weird. It's visually he's hitting me, but he's not actually. So we're good right here. Put a couple shots into him. And we can play this game till he falls down. If we want to, make sure we reload. We could switch to some shotgun action. Back off, and now he's dead. You'll notice that I got 2 Lansrad tasks. I've actually got 2. One for killing deserters and something else. I'll have to go take a look. I'm also going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And then this person died before. the other one. So I'm going to pick that body up. I'm going to go stick it in the ornithopter just so I could throw it in a death still. This guy, I've got plenty of time. As you can see, the other one's already despawned. If you can't, like right now, I could make it back and come back and drop that. But if you can't, let's say this guy's been laying here for quite a while, go ahead and pick that body up, and what'll happen is it'll drop down a little bag thing like that. That resets the despawn timer, so you'll have plenty of time to come back and get him. So let's come over here, and we're going to come to this, and we're going to jump back out because we didn't want to get in the first place. Bouncy. And you can see I did this earlier and apparently left that in there. It's okay. And now we're going to come back in, and we're going to grab this little body because he won't have despawned, or he didn't despawn yet. We could go stick him back out. I'm going to do it just because I don't want to be... Ah! Why is my shield off? Not enough power. There you go. We just hit F. Why do I not have enough power? Thank you. I need unlimited power. Alright, so. Hey, Brotherhood Boulders. Alright, so we're going to come in here, and let's see if there's anybody left. We killed 4. 2 melee guys, 1 disruptor shooter, and then a flamethrower guy. So there shouldn't be anybody in here. Like I said, there'll be 3 to 5. Looks like we're clear. So we're going to come over here. I don't take the scrap metal because I don't care. And then down here, there is another one. And we get some advanced Holtzman actuators. So those are the only 2 chests, like those kind of chests, that I've ever found in these things. But the fun stuff is when you come up this little hill right here, and you go stabby, and you've got a constellation chest and a regular chest. So this is going to have good stuff. There we got another Sandwalker engine. Hell yeah. But only 3 Plastanium Dust. That made me very sad. You see what you've done. And this box is just going to have the same stuff as downstairs. EMF generators and fiber, and I don't take that. So now we leave. And that will take about an hour before it will seal up and I can hit this little spot again. It's kind of strange because they've already put the fabric up, so I get to cut that down again. I have been in here, and I guess somebody else cleared it, and I came in and killed bad guys, and then all of a sudden they immediately respawned, which was kind of hectic. But that took, what, 10 minutes maybe? And I was yapping. Stab. So there you go. 10 minutes versus the 20 to 30 minutes that killing the wave things, possibly even longer, could take. But I'm going to show you something else. And we're going to get some height, and I'm heading dead west this cycle. These guys are in the same line, so we're going to head to C3. There's another worm. What are you doing? Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's a worm. What the hell? Alright, see? He just went vertical to eat a ship, so I'm okay. Now this is because there's a control point right down there. So when you're flying this way, you do have to be careful. This is one of the unfortunate things about the changes that they've made previous to the game. Because people were abusing the PvP barrier because it switched so quick, they would jump in, attack somebody, and then jump out, etc. They made it so when you're leaving an area, when you come into it, it takes 5 seconds to become PvP. When you leave it, you're still in PvP for 30 seconds. So it kept people from abusing that barrier, the border. What really sucks, though, is a situation like this, where there's no bad guys here, and I'm just flying through. Why am I at 600-700 meters above ground? Above the center point, the 0 mark, and I'm keying up as being in a PvP zone. I think the dome needs to be a little smarter, but if they don't do it this way, then people are just going to stay up high and screw us passing through, guys. So it is what it is. But to be honest, I'm cruising at 182 kilometers per hour. Somebody's going to be hard pressed to mess with me in 30 seconds. I can keep going and evade and get clear. So it's not that big of a deal, but be wary. I warned you. Anywho. So we fly over that control point. I don't even know what house that control point is. That's a Landsrad thing where you go and you collect it, and every minute that you maintain control of it, you get like 10 points towards the Landsrad or whatever. Whose scout is on the something in D6? Am I even near D6? I am not. I am at C5. Now, when we cross over this ship, same thing's going to happen. It's going to key us up for PvP, I think. $544, probably will. Or the game's going to make me a liar. Fun part is we're about to key up again because there's a control point here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, right down there. So it keys us up for PvP. But like I said, 182 kilometers per hour. Even if somebody was waiting for us and they came flying up right now, going to be difficult. So we just keep on trucking. And we're heading to these rocks right over here. For my deep desert base, I guess for everybody deep desert base, but it is in C3 PO. We are in C4 right now, but it's this rock formation right here. And there we are. We're back into PvP. Or PvE, sorry. Alright, so we're going to come down here. It's actually this area. Done this enough times. Some decent resources on this thing, too, for a PvE section. And we're going to stop, and we're going to come in here. Because there it is. Looks exactly the same as the other one. So we come out. Let's again make sure water's good. We're healed up. We're nice and ready. We're going to do this. And we're going to go in here. It's the same exact setup. Same stats. Could be 3 guys. Could be 5. Mix of melees, regular shooters, flamethrower, or chain gun. I like to play games straight arrow. I don't glitch. I don't exploit. It's not my thing. Have I had it happen? Yes, but I don't seek it. I pretty much look at it as, you know what, let's play the game the way it's intended, and we'll do it. Now, if it's something that sucks and I don't want to do it, I don't do it. If there's a way to glitch out of the map and do stuff, I'm not interested. It's just not me. So I will go and do, you know, the right way. I'm going to show you something, and you can tell me whether or not you think this is the right way or not, because we can do this, cut this, and run. And then we jump up here, cut that, and let's grab you, and let's grab all of you. And we're gone. Is that a glitch? Is that an exploit? No, I mean, I didn't do anything that I'm not supposed to do. If it was supposed to be, you know, you can't open the chest until you kill everybody, then it'd be behind a pentashield. But it's not. It's behind microfiber. So, yeah, I'll take 30 seconds to run in there, jump up. I did miss the other chests that are down on the floor. But the stuff in there is just EMF generators and microfiber. You saw I had a whole bunch because I've been doing it the right way. But the stuff I'm really after is Plastanium Dust and schematics, and I can get them in 30 seconds. And now we go back home. We got 3 from the first one, and we're at 12, so we got 9 in the second one. So we just got 12 Plastanium Dust for effectively... We spend more time flying to go get it than we do actually getting it. And when you need a bunch of stuff, if you can maximize your time, you definitely can. So, I don't know if you consider that exploiting or glitching or whatever. I mean, I think it's evasion, evading. But that's what people do when they do things they shouldn't. They find a way to justify it in their own head. But, yeah. So now what we have to do is we have to sit and wait for an hour for those things to respawn, and we can just go do them again. What have I been doing? I'll come out here and maybe we'll go get some spice. Maybe we'll talk to people. Maybe we'll go get plastanium or, titanium and stravidium ores and stuff like that. Just do whatever. And like I said, give it an hour and you can go back. Way better than running a 20 to 30 minute wave after wave fight, at least as a solo player. But apparently these caves are going to be here every time. I don't know if it's the exact same layout. This is just the one that is now, or is this what they always look like? But yeah, definitely definitely the way to go, and the way I'm going to go from now on with Plastanium. There are research points, like the intel points that you can get from testing stations. If you haven't done them before, the first time you do them, you'll get some. I would advise going in there and getting that. But once you've done that, I mean, really? I'm not sure, but that looks like it might be spice. Let's see. No, it looks like it disappeared. Still on the way, though, so we'll see. And there you are. I got to respond to somebody here. I got to stop screaming. So somebody said there's an abandoned scout on the point at D6, and I said that seems like a trap. Anytime you see something abandoned in this game, it's a good chance it's a trap. I've seen this person in chat before. Never met them, never did anything with them, but I'm just going to be friendly. My last stream, when we went over and got that 200 XP for finishing off that little journey thing or whatever it was. Get my wings back. And we had somebody shooting at us. That was a player. I didn't know. You know what? First time taking a control point, so cut me some slack. But yeah, that was a player. He identified himself later. Said, "Oh yeah, that was me." I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, you know who you are, and you know that I know who you are, and you are a dickhead. But he wasn't there. I did go back. We went bangs out, but he wasn't there. So I'm gonna keep a lookout. Don't take kindly to being ambushed. that coming or going? That's not the same one, is it? It's a bad night for the desert, huh? Alright. So, while I'm flying there, you could see that I was looking left and right, etc. Oh, let's just go down the stairs. I made them. Thought about making one of those little roof hatch things. But, so here we are. So we're at 137. Let's go ahead and drop this over. We're at about 150. Not bad. Going from like 5 or 10 that we have left to 150. That'll last us quite a long time, especially since we got so low because we were building items that we needed / wanted. I'm just going to pull all these things down to open up a new lane. Boop. And like I said, man, the schematics was a huge surprise. I did not realize, you know, these compact compactors, if you watch my content, you know I'm always looking for these things. So hooray. The still suits are, you know, even better. Not going to complain about getting this. Let's actually move you two down here. And we will go. I'm just trying to keep things organized, which is a losing battle because you end up having to make adjustments all the time. But yeah, it gives me just a quick visual look. Like I know I've got 2 of these, 2 of those, 2 of those. 2 sandcrawler engines, walkers. Great. That's great. I don't care about these really. I don't use my sand bike how I took mine apart. Focus cutter arrays, awesome. Compact, awesome. I don't have a boost on my unit, but hey, maybe we'll give her a try. Generates less heat, but it's a little more sluggish when it's cool, so it's not quite the boost that your normal one will go, but generates less heat, which means you can go for longer. And then the rest of the stuff we're just going to pop over. Again, we're going to keep an eye on this. 44, let's see. Shouldn't be anything new, right? Put you over there immediately. 95. I got 95 of these things in one run. Excuse me. All right, let's see. We're still at 44, which is great. Still at 44. Yep, so we didn't get anything new, but we're just making these numbers go up. And that's what we play. Look at this. We got a huge amount of schematics. Oh, last thing we got to do is put some bodies in the boxes. Boop. 3 fellas to join. This is just here because it is. I'll pull you over and tell you what, we're going to. I started clearing this out. Remember, I said that there was so much extra stuff in this cargo container. I've started clearing it out. Unfortunately, I put most of it in here, and anytime I was going back to Haga, I would just dump a bunch of this stuff in and take it back with me. So when we tear the base apart this time, we're going to be a whole lot more organized as far as what we need and what we shouldn't, shouldn't bring out. Like I said, some of this stuff does break down over time. If you look here and go to repair, you'll see this is perfect and perfect and perfect and etc. That one there's got a little tiny dime. And to repair it, we need 1 plastone. If we don't repair it when we break it down, we're going to get less plastone back. So what you oh, I'm sorry, bunch of chat going on. One of those people we were talking about earlier. Captain, there'd be dickheads about. But yeah, so see, these guys have got some kind of substantial damage. So when we destroy this base and head back, if we put all of this into the container, next week we'll run a little short. Like we'll have a little bit of materials that we didn't get back. Even though it says you get 100% back in the desert, it lies. Because anything that's outside or bases, because the shields drop when storms come through. That also has to do with this. And you'll see here, look, in order to repair this, I need 3 duraluminum ingots, 3 silicone blocks, 1 calibrated Servoc, and 1 spice melange. If I were to destroy this, all those things will not come back. I will be missing those. So when I go to make these things, I'll get my 3rd one finished. I'll go for my 4th. It's going to tell me I'm missing some items. So what you have to do is I'm going to get the base, get it as close as I can to, like when I tear the base down. And then most of these items like spice, Servox, silicone, duraluminum, plastone, I'm going to bring about an extra 100 of everything. That way I know I've got the damages covered. And that'll keep me running next week when I come out here and build. I would love to have the other testing stations, the ones I've been looking for, to combine with the secret awesome caves. So I can't just destroy this base and then stow it all in the carrier and come right back out next week and rebuild with what's in there. So I do have to have some extras. In fact, let's go over here. I would love for there to be a way that I could make the top row of this thing. Go sneeze. I am so sorry. Allergic to fun. I wish there was a way that I could just like lock this top, because that would be great to just, like I said, I'm going to bring an extra 100 of some of these basic materials. And that would be awesome. But if I bring things over, it's just gonna make them go away, or it's gonna add to them. I guess that's not a problem. You're not looking too far into it, right? So that's all I have there. I need, so any material like this, probably just bring an extra 100. But something like the advanced Servox, I don't need to get stupid about it, I don't need 100 of those damn things. I think they're over here. They are. So what we'll do is we'll go back to this carrier, and this I want to bring 100 of. Not 94. There we go. And what else? This. It's going to kill me, but I have to do it. Boom. For something like this, we'll bring like an extra, I don't know, 10. 25. We're going to bring an extra 25. There we go. Bring this down to 100. Perfect. And then the rest of it is, who cares? Ooh. Oh. Do we need aluminum? Might as well, right? Boop. There we go. I don't think there's anything extra in here that's too crazy about. So there we are. That would be my first row. And then maybe, you know what, we'll just stick a filter in there for a placeholder and put you guys in there, right? Okay. What are they doing? Okay, they're just chit chat. So I mentioned it in the description. Let's talk about this fun story. The other morning, it was extremely cold, and when it's extremely cold, I don't like going to work because I work indoor slash outdoor. It's very chilly, so it needs to be at least above 20 degrees before I'm really wanting to go out the door. My normal work day would start at 8, but sometimes it starts at 10. And the other day, I got up because I still wake up normal time regardless. To look at the weather and be like, oh no 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 no. Um, but it was like 14 degrees, and I was like, nope. So came in here, and we went out and did that little run there and grabbed the dust and those chests, and we were flying back, and we were about maybe 3 kilometers from our base, and we had a medium spice bloom just explode right beside us. It's like, oh, cool. And I flew back, and I was like, dude, let's just go get it because I haven't really gotten any spice. So we switched out, and I grabbed the carryall, and my sand crawler, and I went out after it. And I could do that because I want to talk about this. 3 R's, right? Um, repair, refuel, and replace. So anytime I'm done out there with these pieces of equipment, I will, like, if I'm getting ready to call it a day, I'll go back, I'll refuel everything, I'll repair everything, I'll put it where it belongs. Like, for instance, I could just pull this bad boy in, but it's easier to back in when I'm not running. I'm not doing anything. I'll back it in. So this way, if I see a spice bloom, I can just run in here, jump in, off we go instead of trying to maneuver and turn around. I want to be fast on the deploy. I don't care about coming back. So this thing is going to be fully repaired, fully boop. Um, well, didn't do it. Uh, I want this thing fully repaired, fully refueled. It's 97% at least, and ready to go. We took some damage here. I'll explain that in a second. But um, what we do is we can deploy quickly. So when I saw that spice bloom, it didn't take me long to jump in, get my stuff out there. I was, I'd say, 30 to 50% through when, within sight and still in the PvE zone, another medium spice bloom blew off in the distance. I was like, okay. Normally, when you harvest a medium spice bloom with the sand crawler, mine is the Regis one, so I've got all the extra spots, and it's super cool and awesome. But I'll get a full row, and then usually these two will be 2,500, and this will be a partial, or maybe this one will be a partial. It's really going to depend on how thorough I am, but you'll get at least a full row and part of the next one. So I got the whole field, and then I picked up and went over to the other one, and I ended up getting that one, which got me almost 3 full rows. I think it was like over in here. And I was almost done and ready to head back, and a third medium blue. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, now I'm minutes away from the time where I have to get ready. But I was like, you know what? It's still really cold. Schedule's flexible, and maybe I'll work, I'll come in an hour later than I'm supposed to, come in at 11 instead of 10, stay an extra hour afterwards, whatever. But God, my boss doesn't subscribe. But yeah, so we ended up playing past when we were supposed to. But I got 3 mediums, and even on the way back, I saw a small, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. But the end result was this right here. In addition to the awesome schematics and a bunch of dust, we are now at 1,600 spice. That's 8 batches. As you can see, we got 8 things of residue. In addition, really cool. What are they talking about? How are we doing on water? 743. So we're getting close to being full. Yeah, we are. I have not been doing a whole lot of mining. Strontium, titanium, and aluminum. So we're going to go do that right now. If you are just beginning your deep desert life, this is the best way to do this. Forget about the spice. Don't worry about the big purple blooms. And what is this storm doing? Is it not moving? Is it a glitch? Is it stuck? If I fly out there, will it not be there? Oh, deep desert weather. But anywho, so we're going to come out here and we're going to work on getting some aluminum and getting some strontium and some titanium. Perfect. We're not going to get too adventurous. I could do these little, there's always these two caves, sorry, right in here. And there are some resources up there, but they're a pain in the butt to get to, and I just can't bring myself to care. There's more nodes later on. I do have a Landsrad task for donating duraluminum ingots. I guess I could do this. If not, we're going to end up selling them. So, shop. But yeah, like I was saying, if you just now got to the point where you can come out to the deep desert, get a buggy, break it down, and bring it out here. Build yourself a very small base. Doesn't have to be anything too impressive. Just whatever you can fit into it. Don't worry about putting a spice fabricator or any of that stuff. Come out here and just get these materials. You will move yourself into a whole new, what is it, age? I don't know. Era. You'll be out of the duraluminum stage or into and through it very quick. If you can get a decent, a good drop. Like I said, you know what? Look at this. I got Mark 6 cutter arrays from doing a cave and didn't have to fight anybody. Go do that. Get a Mark 6. You'll need some of the materials. Find a friend, or if you can maybe get them yourself. Crazy things are happening. I started my Plastanium, titanium strontium work with the Tarl cut array. And that you can get from the ships down in Shoal. I know I went past them, but I don't care. But yeah, if you can get a buggy out here, this is the way to go. Plus, right now, there's just not a lot of spice. There's a bunch of people talking in chat. I don't really want to go out in the deep desert. I got a ton of water being saved up. I can hear a worm all the way up here. It's terrifying. There's a nice little section right here. Bunch of materials. Now I'm getting a little concerned, man. We got storms brewing that aren't showing up on radar or not going away. Got worms gurgling and carrying on. I'm up in the mountains, for God's sakes. What happened when the little makers are going to come out of here? But this is the standard route you've seen me do before. There's not some there, but there's going to be right here. Usually some up there, but not this go around. Yeah, when I first started to progress through those levels, I didn't have the deep desert as an option. It would have moved a lot faster. I think, is it Aikyo? What do I think about the PvP in this game? It had such potential, but it just missed the mark. The reason I say that is you can build stamina builds where you're almost unkillable. And there's not enough diversity in the weapons and the tactics that make it anything but redundant. And that is face-to-face fighting. The end result of that was it's kind of an ambush game where you're already halfway through your PvP encounter before you even knew you were in a PvP encounter. People coming up out of the sky, ambushing you. And, you know, by then, it's probably already a said and done thing. It's, if you know PvP's coming, it's not hard to handle. I couldn't tell you the last time anybody surprised me with what they're doing. One thing I can't stand, and all video games have this problem, is there's going to be like a solution. Oh my god. Let me finish this thought. There's always going to be metas. People are going to find out things that work really good, things that don't work. And, you know, if you engage somebody out there in the deep desert, you got a 95% chance that they're going to hit you with an ancient way, or they're going to be shooting you with the las gun. We're just going to scatter on through. I don't need that one. So, you know, why would they do that? Is it because people are boring? Well, I think people are boring, but me included, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm fascinating, but also very boring. But you can't blame a person for going with what works. And I think bad design is an indication when the only thing that works is ancient ways and las guns. Sometimes I did have one guy shoot me with a spit dart, try to poison me. That was kind of weird. But, you know, even look at the engagement that I had last week, or last Wednesday, where, you know, I got notification of a rocket coming in, was able to get my shield up before it hit, and a dude hit me with a rocket. And I just staggered a little bit and then got in my ship and flew away. I mean, yeah. What would my solution be? Well, one thing I think this game should have had, and it should have had from the start, and I've said this before, is arena fighting. There should have been some kind of a bracketed arena fight. Not a leaderboard. Don't do a leaderboard. But we should be able to go in to, you know, you fly to Arakeen or Harko Village, or even, like, you know, that Carthag place. One of the other places in the map that was part of the campaign and no longer gets used. That water station, the water vendor guy or whatever he was. You know, those areas, we should be able to go there and fight people. And it should be like a tournament or like a bracketed type situation. And what do you get? I don't know. I mean, you always get the bragging rights, but, you know, maybe grand champion. If you think about it, if you're familiar with the Dune lore, I mean, look at, let's just say we'll go with the latest movie. You know, Timothy. Um, how many one-on-one tournament style fights were there in just those two movies? And I mean, you look at you would kind of say Duncan when he was in the testing station when they were escaping. That was kind of a one-on-one thing. Um, you got Jameis. The fight with Jameis is a one-on-one fight. Of course, you know, looking at the end when Muad'Dib takes on Fade, that was something that could have been in this game, and it's popular. It's part of the lore. Why didn't they include some type of arena-based tournament fighting? The second thing is huge battles, big battles. You know, where there's a resource, there's a ginormous spice field, and each faction's fighting it out until there's only one standing, and whoever that is, they win, and those people get shared. Why there wasn't a big team battle option, I don't know. Letting us decide when PvP happens. You get people like me who tend to avoid it. I avoid it because, you know, I'm out here collecting things. Um, if I want PvP, I'll go play Battlefield. I'll go play Call of Duty. Um, when I was a Destiny player, I did not shy away from the Crucible, and also didn't shy away from the Trials. Um, why they couldn't have had that kind of a situation, I don't know. Another thing I'll say, we can turn this game around and make both sides happy, PvP and PvE. Make both sides happy. Interesting, interesting way to put it. How am I almost dying here? Making both sides happy. There's each one of those groups of people have two very distinct problems playing a game and being happy. The PvE people need content. Like, give me something to do. Thank you. I've done it. Give me something else to do. And they need that constant drip feed, that constant go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. It's almost impossible now for a game designer to make a game that doesn't have, you know, 40 hours worth of content and then it's done until a month or 2 months later. But most of your PvE people will be happy to repeat the same activity multiple times. There's a limit. Everyone has a limit to the point where they say, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I am not collecting this. I've done this. Screw that. I don't care. And that also gets compounded by having the availability of buying a material instead of going to get it. But that's to make PvE people happy. You're going to have a constant changing content drip. Funcom lets there be too much time between drops. They should have events. They should have different things occurring, whether it's on a bi-weekly basis. If they want to get real crazy and do it every week, something new is occurring, whatever. But that's all you need to keep PvE people happy, is just a constantly evolving and changing thing to go do without delegitimizing what you did last week and the week before. Don't have me out here collecting all this stuff and then all of a sudden, okay, well, now there's tier 8 gear and all the stuff you collected is useless. Throw it in the garbage. I don't think you can make PvP players happy. They can have a good time, but they're never going to be happy. I think it's part of the deal that that they're just never in that good place. Um, I think it's because it's an alpha type situation. You know, it's you're trying to defeat somebody else, and PvP players that are good at it will look at it as being too easy. Anybody that says too easy, it wasn't. They just got lucky. But a real PvP player will say, I don't want to do this anymore because there's just no challenge to it. It's not that the player they just played against wasn't a challenge, it's that there wasn't a challenge to them personally. And they're just not happy and they'll move on. I think Funcom's big mistake was having a PvP concept being the end game. There's no reason to have done that. Um, let's just put it in perfect situations. A third of your players are going to be PvE only, another third are PvP only, and then you've got a third of those players that are in the mix in between them that'll do either or. Um, so half of your player base doesn't want a PvP. If that's the end game, guess what they're not going to do? They'll come out here to gather stuff just because they are completionists and they want to have tier 6 gear. They don't need it. No, you don't need it. Makes life easier, but you don't need it. They'll do it just because it's something I have to do. It's a check I need to put in a box to collect this, create this, build this, whatever. But there's players who have never crossed the line in the deep desert going into PvP. They've never seen the red, and if they do start seeing red when they fly over a control point or something like that, they're gone. Nope. Those players are never going to want to do PvP. Let's talk again. Let's backtrack something. I had was part of a clan in Destiny 2, and we had a decent mix of people that hated PvP, people that would play it but didn't really care, and then people who loved it. And that worked out really well for all the people involved until we started seeing a drop in the people who liked PvP. And when I was one of them, I liked it. When we tried to get other people to cross over, hey, come play this, it just didn't work. I mean, we could win game, and we'd win match after match after match. It was a lot easier when you had a bunch of people on comms and working together and caring about it instead of just a match-made team. So it's not like we were super awesome and good. There were some great players, people better than me, people worse than me. It's, whatever. But those people that we tried to pull over to doing the Crucible, they would only play with Iron Banner, and they also would normally not play with the main group just because they didn't want to drag it down. So they would just muddle through, do match-made games until they could get the reward that they hoped or they wanted, and then they would just not go back. So, having PvP as the end game was just a big mistake. PvP should have been part of it from the start, and there should have been paths for both types of characters, as well as being able to bounce it between the others. I don't understand why. Okay, so most of the time people will say that the PvP in this game is what makes it thrilling. Losing your stuff is not thrilling. That's annoying. Being afraid to lose your stuff is kind of thrilling, but it's also annoying at the same time. Why did they create the vehicle backup tool? Why can I just, crap, my thing just got eaten or destroyed by another player? Oh, it's 15% damaged. That happens normally. I mean, this thing I'm riding in right now has never been shot at by another player, and I've already got a bunch of damage on different things, Some of the stuff I put up in there is brand new. But, I mean, so what? Who cares, With the vehicle backup, there's no gear fear. So the thrill is gone, if it ever existed. I don't know. It's turned this game also into more of, instead of a contest between two people, and don't talk about dojos yet, we'll talk about that in a second, but it's turned it from a game of honorable combat to a game of ambushing. Most of the time that I've ever been engaged with a player for PvP, they were ambushing me. And they should. When you look at the lore, both of the houses in Dune, Atreides less, because they were trying something different, but sorry. The Harkonnens and the scavengers, like the people that Gurney hooked up with after the battle. Spoiler alert, sorry. The scavenger guys, they were as afraid, if not more afraid, of Fremen than they were of the worms. The worms were predictable, just like they are in this game. They knew how to deal with them. They could look out for them. They would see them coming. You know, oh, here comes the worm. Hook up, get out of here, let's go. Hey, we got some spice. Maybe we got a bunch, maybe we got a little. But the Fremen would just appear out of nowhere and kill you. And they would kill you to take your water. And, oh, look at that, inventory's full. They would kill you just to kill you. And that was what was scary. Where is that in this game? It's not in here. So when somebody ambushes me, like I was talking about the guy who ambushed me the other day and called him a dickhead. He is. He's a dickhead for ambushing me. But it's part of the game. Now, I'm not saying that he needs to get banned and he shouldn't be allowed to play and he's an asshole and everybody should go after him and grief him until he quits the game. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not rallying troops against him. That's why I'm not mentioning a name, although I did point out he was out there right now. But I keep his name in mind and I'll deal with it on my own terms. I don't fault him for what he did. It was a douchebag move, but I don't fault him for what he did. It's part of the game. I was in an area where he could hit me, and he hit me. If I didn't want that to happen, guess what I could do? I could stay out of those areas. So, the fact that this game is kind of just devolved into ambush combat, and they've eliminated... Really? And they've eliminated the fear of loss. I just don't know. I just don't know what the plan was and why the steps they've taken here as recently. I mean, was that part of the plan, or have we divulged from the plan? But I guess, let me actually straight up answer your question as to what they could do to fix it and make everybody happy. First off, you need to have arena-based combat. You need to have a tournament of some type. And it needs to be an advanced tournament, not just, hey, everybody, come fight each other. It needs to be, this is a melee tournament. This is a spit dart tournament. This is that. There needs to be restrictions on what you can have, what you can bring. Not because I want to restrict people, and I don't want to say, you're going to play this way. I don't care how you want to play. This is the way you're going to play. It's to determine who's the champion in this setup, in this style. If you think about like the old days when they would have a tournament with knights and such, They would have a jousting portion. They would have an archery portion. They would have a sword portion, a spear portion. They would break it up into different styles of fighting, and you could be a champion of any. Now, yes, of course, your knight on a horse with a lance was the ultimate tournament champion, but there was ways to excel in other ways. So there should be some type of a tournament arena where you can become top 10 in the world in the game at rapier fighting or sword fighting, where you can shotgun, sugar wire, whatever. They should have some free-for-alls. Bring anything you want, of course, but there needs to be a structure so that a champion can be determined in a specific area. What that would do was that would help to alleviate some of the frustration that the PvP side of this game is having. And if you could do that, there's also the chance that the PvE side will experience a little bit better quality of life, because now you don't have people out there ambushing other people. They're worried about, oh, I got to practice up for this tournament. Yeah, of course they're going to practice on real people, but that's where those dojos come in. I don't know if your Deep Desert has one, but mine always has. People would set up a little fighting arena. They'd make their own rules and they would go at it. And, it was a way for them to not only fight, but also to learn how to be better. And they had a lot of fun doing it. Kudos to them. But yes, that would be my major, this is how you can make your game better. Tie it to the lore, break it down by house, have some kind of a structured tournament that rotates. You're the champion now, but you don't get to be the champion forever. And beating the previous champion doesn't necessarily make you the best in the world. And that could be attached to your player, whether that's skins, titles, swatches, whatever, But yeah, that would be the first thing. The second thing is large-scale battles over resources, and not limited to guilds fighting. There needs to be me sitting here collecting all these ores and doing all this dumb stuff, and then all of a sudden there's a message that says, hey, House Atreides, because that's who I'm with, is moving on a resource in this sector. Do you want to join? And I can say yes, or I could say no. And it's not one of those things where the only reason I see that is because I'm playing right now. It's not happening right now. It'll be at this time. 6 p.m. Saturday or Sunday or whatever. So that, there's time for a lot of people to see that, and we could eventually have a huge number of people fighting it out. What I'd love to see is I would love to see a resource where the first thing you have to do is you have to do aerial combat. You got to clear the skies. One group is going to keep the skies, the other one's not. And once that battle is done and decided, whoever won, they get 3 aircraft or 4 aircraft to move into the ground phase. And the ground phase would be with rocket buggies and turret positions, fortifications, etc., that kind of stuff. And whoever won that then moves with an advantage into the inside the structure, on the sands, whatever, hand-to-hand combat, guns and swords. And then whoever wins that, whoever won 2 out of the 3, it's all yours. Everybody gets a share. Everyone who participated. And that, I guess the question would be, is there any risk that should be put into those two situations? For instance, if I go into the tournament and I'm going to try to be the best guy with a flamethrower, if I go in and fail, what happens? Do I just take my failure bag and go home, or did it cost me anything? Did I lose the equipment I took in there? I would say no. I say you just go home with your loser bag. But that would be cool to have a situation where if you do lose, you lose everything. What would be the reward for winning? I don't know, but possible. Just heard a spice bloom, but I don't know what kind it was. We need to get some of these things going just because the water's getting high. Sun's getting real low. Sorry if that was, sorry if that was like long and rambling, but those are my thoughts. I've always thought that it was kind of crappy that we didn't have a tournament or arena type of battle. I think that was an unforced error on Funcom's part. Oh my god, just get over. Damn it. Do that all the time. So my side won this Landsrad thing, and we got the faster processing times, and it's really messing me up, man, because I'm like clicking these buttons. Look at this thing. I mean, this goes fast anyway, but it's really messing me up. All right, let's go up to the roof, go to one of the little lookouts, and see if we could see a spice bloom, because if it's a medium, it would still be going off. There is animation going on. Let's go. I'm going to go look at this. I want to see if that clears off once I get near it. Oh boy, that rock wall was a lot closer than we thought, huh? It's not showing up on radar, so I don't think it's a real storm. And it's been churning here for a long time. We might fly into it, see what happens. We're already kind of hurt. That'll be super extra dangerous. It's my name. Extra. It's my middle name. It's not even my coffee cup. Why do I have two up here? I don't think it's been long enough for those things to reset. We might go out here and see what's going on with this storm. If it's real and if it's stuck. Oh my god, could you imagine if you were out there collecting something and it said this storm was coming, so then you just ended up, you know, like hiding on a rock thing and you've been sitting out there for 10 minutes. Where's the storm going? When I was doing the series of medium spice fields, a storm hit. So we ended up taking some damage to our equipment. That was sad, made me feel bad. Are we gaining on it? I think we are, but very slowly. So we're in D7. A little bit off-centered north, so... yeah, we are gaining on it. Sure as hell are. I'm surprised we're this close and it's not flagging us as being in the sector. Flew into a Coriolis storm, my lord. Okay, that's a worm. Alright, so we don't care about that. Alright, so we crossed over into the PvP section. We are knee deep in this fake storm. That's interesting. Probably just a visual glitch that only I'm experiencing. I would think. Ow! Hello, friends. Have fun, buddy. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go check on the testing station, or the, see, yeah. We're gonna check on the caves. See if they've cleared again. It's been maybe an hour and a half, maybe. Ooh, hate that. Don't like going near them. Anytime you see a ship that's not on fire, it's been there for a while. Which means a worm could be coming any second now. And if he breaches, it's right in front of you. Or right under you. What do you do? C6. We need to head west. I think we need to head that way. Oh yeah, we need to go way this way. Might be that one. Or might even be further on. Let's get some height and we'll vulture our way over there. There's no reason to be flying like this. And like I said, we're just gonna run in there. I'm not interested in making the fight. Although, let's take a look at what. Oh, look at that! They're making it a fight, but they lost. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Damn it. If you don't know anything about the Lance Rad, don't worry about it. I didn't know anything, and now I know stuff. Anytime you make a line across, you've won. So it's kind of like a game of tic-tac-toe. And doesn't matter what these numbers are. We actually could stop, and they could claim the rest of the board. And it's not going to matter. So let's take a look, and let's see what we're getting. I saw that one, but that was different. Here you go. Kill deserters. So the guys out here are considered deserters. Get 23 points, and I'm at 360. So that one just opened up a while ago. Let's see where we're at. No, we're getting close. Sorry. Are we? No, we got to go all the way over to here. Okay, so we got time. We might crash. Who cares, right? Doot, doot. That one I spent a bunch on. There we go. Multiple deserters? So this one I got 552 because it opened sooner. And then this one now is at 368. These are deserters in both sections. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting any credit for killing people that are opposed to my house for this. I need that, but unfortunately I'm not getting it. It's one of the few challenges. Hey, look, got a friend. Hello, friend. Misadventures of Flapjack. Blue Angels. Hell yeah. I also feel like there is how to put this correctly. There's like an over... There's people who play this game do not trust each other. And I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. I just think it's also kind of a shame. Because a community experience beyond just being guildmates would be really cool. And it is possible. But it's just very unlikely. Nope. I got here too soon. Nice throw. That was good. Okay, so yeah, even though we went and collected a bunch of minerals and the bad guys have respawned, we are too soon. So we got to go do some other stuffs. Although this was the second one I hit, so there is a chance that if we went to the first one, it might have respawned by now. But I don't care that much. We got 150. We're in golden. We're in good shape. All right. It's interesting. This is more... I've seen more people in the deep desert this week than I've seen in the previous month. I don't know if that has like a Christmas, like people got Steam gift cards or what. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people. In fact, the other day there was probably like 8 or 10 different people in chat. It was crazy. Oh, we're slowing down. We're gonna crash. So it was good seeing that many people. One guy calls me a tradie scum. Okay. Why am I a tradies? A light green. Hell, I kind of look like a Harkonnen. I should say that. It's thinning up here. There had been talk of a third faction, that they were going to create a third faction. And I'm House Atreides right now. I promise you, if Fremen becomes an option, gone. Gone. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be like anti-government and all that stuff. But if you follow the lore from the books, ain't nobody good in this world. At least the Fremen were honest. You know? I'm gonna kill you. Why? Because I want your water. That's the end of it. Gotta respect somebody that's gonna be honest with you. I'm struggling to get through this 20 minutes. Not because the game is boring or there's nothing exciting going on or that. It's because I'm a whiny little baby who is hungry. See what we're gonna do. We're gonna fly out of the desert here. We're gonna zoop around on the world map for a second or two, and then we're gonna come back in and see if that goes away once we do. Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't be complaining. It'd probably be a storm-free deep desert with that thing glitched out like that. I am always very wary of a glitched benefit. If something good is happening because of a glitch, I assume it's going to crash and I'm going to lose everything. So yeah, it'd be nice to not have to worry about storms in the deep desert, but honestly, I don't really worry about them that much anyway. They hit me once or twice at the most. They give you enough warning, you usually could just find a rock somewhere to hide. But what I don't need is for this server to crash because there's a stupid storm sitting out there, or for me to crash because of it. Oh my. I have not hit any large spice fields this week. Nope. As I said, there's a lot of people, names I didn't recognize. Some I did, some I didn't. And as a solo guy, I'm not taking my my harvester out there. Not crossing that line. Okay, let's come over here and come over here and come over here and come over here, and then we'll come up there. I am next in line. Thank you. Been starting to get itchy about home base. Want to start making some changes to it. Thinking about it. Hello. Oh, that's a small. But it appears as though the storm has gone. So, mission accomplished. And I guess since we're here, we'll go ahead. We'll divert, go straight north, and we'll see if this station has, or this cave has respawned. I'd like to get to 300, but I know it's going to take some doing. With basically 2 days left, that would take some doing. Could be done, but not sure if I have it in me. Figure 3 to 11. 2 shots at it, meaning anywhere between 6 and 22. I roughly think 8 is the average between 3 and 11. So if we can come out here and get 8 each time, I would say 7 would be better. We can get 7 each time. Yeah, that's the average. We get 7 each time. Where am I? That's not where I want to be. What did I do wrong? Over here? Not paying attention. But yeah, so if we get 7 from each one of these things, 14 per run every hour. It would take 10 to 20 hours, depending on our luck. 10 to 20 runs over the course of it. I don't think I can dedicate that much time. I need some big hauls. Especially since the normal thing I would do here is I would log in, go do this, and then turn some machines on, maybe collect some spice, maybe collect something else, do this again, and then I would log off. So I'm only getting like 30 for every standard session. Shut up. 11. Thank you. It heard me. That means we should be able to go to the other one. Shut up, everybody. We should be able to go to the other one. And that one should spawn. It had nothing to do with me leaving the deep desert. Ooh. Had nothing to do with me leaving the deep desert like I did on that map thing. This was literally just the timer worked. Uh-oh. So we should get some height, get some water. Oh no. We're going back to the exact same spot we were just heading to. Hey, there's that spice field we saw. Down in the bottom corner. It's right over here. Shoop, where is it? There you are. Right there. So I will stop and hit one of those. Even in my crawler, I will, depending on the situation. If I'm coming back from a field and I still have some space, I see a small, yeah, I'll drop the sand crawler down. Toot, toot, toot. Takes 30 seconds. 500. Just a little extra, and I'm on the way. If I'm flying like this, I don't particularly want to land and pick up spice. I really diverted. That's the rock we're supposed to be heading to, right up there. So there's the ship, there's the control point, and then moving on. We're gonna buzz by that dude who was hitting that medium. One time's just being friendly. Hi, buddy. We buzz him a second time, man. He's gonna think something's up. And I don't blame him. That's what I would do. Oh, see? See what I'm talking about? Am I gonna get worm sign? Oh. Sometimes it's all about being in the right place at the right time. I don't want to do that. Get real. This is dangerous. Oh, look at that. All of this for Plastanium Dust. And I guess technically Imperial still suits now. I know I've got, I think I've got a hood. So if I can just get gloves. I don't really need boots. Because if I'm wearing a still suit, we're probably wearing some soft steps. So I have all those. We don't have to guano bowls that. I'll be okay if, sorry, if one piece isn't the same. Turkey sandwich. Because I got some turkey meat that I bought. I got a couple more days to eat that before I start questioning whether or not I should be eating that, you know? So, I need to get the turkey. Oh no, bad things. Somebody didn't want some stuff. Somebody else was able to come here and collect this stuff and I can't? Come on, man. Will they come up here? I don't think they will. We're gonna see. Because I will tell you one thing. This chest will become accessible whether I'm standing here or not based on its timer. So, it's got to be close. Although I don't think it's set like an hour. Like sometimes it's 45 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. I've had them actually reset real quick. And I believe they reset whether you opened it or not. Because I was doing a testing station once and I ran down and I cleared it. And I ran up and I grabbed the thing, grabbed the chest, was doing my thing. And I just went into my inventory and dropped some of the crap that I didn't need and was looking at what I got. And when I opened it back up, the constellation chest was back to something I could open. I was like, dude, what the heck just happened? So I went over and opened it and got a second set of results. I was like, or rewards. I was like, okay, I'm not going to cry. Then we left. I know some people will sit there and like just sit here and wait, especially in some of those testing stations and stuff, but I don't know. The hell was that? Is that a snake? Oh, this is neat. What's this? Has this been here the whole time? That's crazy. I want to kill these guys. So I guess they don't come up here, huh? Why wouldn't they come up here? Oh, there they are. I'm waiting for one of them to suddenly figure it out and be like, oh, we can go up this. Oh. We can draw them out if we really want to. Come on, melee guys. You can do it. Yeah. Should have killed him. Okay, 3 of them's a little much, though. What are you doing? I didn't even know there was a flamethrower guy in there. Oh my goodness. Hi! I'm critically injured, guys. My God, how many bullets can they take? 21 Jump Streeted that guy. I don't know. There we go. Fall down now. Yeah, we're fine. Oh my Lord. Thank you. Wait. Yay. Alright, so let's take all their stuff, whether we need it or not. And I want to turn you into water. Oh, I can't, can I? Why am I so full? Eh. Well, let the desert claim you then, sir. Have fun. Let's go see if this did, or if it didn't. We shot. Yeah, it looks like it's open, but I've seen it open before and still... This cape sucks. Well, you know, so much for the math, right? Oh, well. Ooh, get some fluid-efficient industrial pumps. Hell yeah. Just thinking the other day, man, I wish I had more fluid-efficient industrial pumps. Do something. What's the matter? Huh? What? Yeah, hi. Say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Why won't this chest work? Huh? Why won't this chest work? Alright, well, we're going to get back in our ship and we're going home. And then I'm going to log off and make a sandwich. And this cat is going to interrupt. Oh, look. This shows you what I was talking about. See how all their bodies disappeared, but this corpse will still be there. At least for a little bit longer. Not much longer, but it resets the despawn. So if you were super excited about collecting bodies for stills. But you think you're going to have to leave somebody behind because you just don't have the space. Try to pick them up. It'll drop them on the ground in a little bundle, and you can come back and get it shortly after that. Or at least it resets their despawn. So, here we go. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Hope it was informative. We're going to add another 11. Yeah. Going to add another 11 spice dust here. Like I said, I'd love to get 300, but I just think that's too much. Oh, we got another Valyria Star Steel suit, but we'll have to see. I don't even know if the gloves for the Imperial one are in the loot pool for this. Supposedly everything's in the loot pools. I don't know if that's true or not because I don't have everything. So, I don't know. But that would be funny if it was just like one of them super awesome, super rare, random things, and this idiot thinks it's something that could drop on a regular basis. It'd be even better if I got it too. When skill and when abilities don't work, sometimes dumb luck does. But anyway, thank you very much. Eco, it was nice talking with you. I hope I answered some of your questions. Try not to be all doom and gloom, but I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I just play them. So that's it. And hot water heaters suck. Why is this ship here? Man, there's a lot of crash ships out here today. I don't like hitting them. It's got cool stuff in it, but I guess it's maybe the fear from living through the glitched ships where you would like fall into them and like get stuck doing the rubber banding and all that. I just tend to stay away from them. I haven't quite got over my trauma from that. There's decent stuff in them, but nothing I can't live without. Fine, you know? Let's get you over. You're kind of heavy. That's about it, right? Pull you over as well. Might be a mistake, but ship is not on fire, which means it's been here for quite a while. We approach crash ships in the same way that we approach everything else, very cautiously. So we're going to land right here. No shield to make sure. Always like to hit this little side door first. Shellburster. Backpack is full. Oh my gosh. Trying to get eaten, you know? Trying to get eaten. $83 spice. How much is 83 spice worth? Is it worth dying for, man? Jacking my stuff, Ernest? People. Am I right? Yeah, as you can see, there was whatever in there, you know. 83 spice, I could get 500 if I hit a small field. But yeah, picking it up all in one shot, it's kind of nice, but I don't know. I know Eric must. Or shame. But anyway, like we were saying, it's sandwich time. The more I think about it, the angrier I'm getting. So we are going to call it a night. Thank you for watching. It's greatly appreciated. Like, subscribe, and share would always help the channel. Help me do what I do. And we tried to post that video last night, but it did not upload properly. So we should be getting it out tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then it'll be up Monday before we do our live stream. So look for it then. And look for a more regular video schedule as well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you out there. Take care.